wise wanting to this training camp?
It was really good. I just feel like I got stronger yet again. Worked on my hands, my feet. I got really flexible, just to kind of prevent some injuries. So I had a really good off season.
Surprising to you that you're already in year four, and in some ways it feel like a long time, in other ways maybe it feels like you just got here?
It's flown by. It's been so fast. And it really is shocking. I'm one of the older guys in the room now. I got, it's crazy.
You came in, you guys have won division championships every year that you've been here. That's kind of been the standard. How do you, as a guy that's kind of been there and done that now, avoid complacency? How does this team avoid the complacency of just never show up and win, right? You got to earn it. But how do you guys, I guess, dial in mentally to say we got to do it again because this is the standard?
I mean, the goal remains the same. We've kind of had the same leadership, the same, I feel like, key figures around us. The goal has not changed at all. We're still hunting the Super Bowl, and that's just a bonus, the conference. So as we continue to hunt that, those things will continue to happen, I think. But we just got to, lock in and continue to lead and attack the day the same way.
How disappointing was it to lose the way that y'all did? Couldn't get off the field really on third or fourth down against the Commanders. And does that kind of set the table for you guys' level of hunger heading into this year to kind of make amends for that and be better defensively because of the bad taste you had in your mouth?
Yeah, it was heartbreaking to get that far and, just to come up short by, 3 points. Heartbreaking. I know everybody was hurt, but at the same time, we've got that chip on our shoulder and we're going into the season with that feeling and, that in the front of our minds. So I think everybody's going to be poised and ready to go.
You had 5.5 sacks last year, which I think is a career high, but you did it without really getting premium third down and long looks, right? I mean, you weren't always in there in the premium pass rush. What was the difference for you in terms of rushing the passer last year?
I think for me, I stopped thinking about things as much, and I just went. Got off the ball. That is the first and foremost thing that should happen. Get off the rock. And, if you're playing fast and you're playing hard, good things will happen. But, I mean, also the other side of that is there's a lot of sacks to be had on base downs and just taking every, opportunity that's given. Because you don't have to be, on the field on third and long to get your sacks. I mean, you can still get 10 sacks on base downs. So I think going into this year, I've definitely experienced some of that, and it's on my mind now. So.
You mentioned being one of the older guys. Elijah Roberts is new to your room, fifth-round draft pick. What have you seen from him, and is he a guy that you've kind of maybe taken under your wing or say, I've been in your shoes before, and this is how we do it?
Yeah, Elijah is really talented, and he's really smart. He's got some juice in his legs. He's really fast. He's really shifty. I think he's going to be a hell of a pass rusher. But beyond that, he's really intelligent. He doesn't have mental errors. There's still some growing pains as far as, technique and just how strong some of these guys are across from him. But, he's going to be just fine. He's really talented, and like I said, he's smart. So, he's going to be in the right place, and he's going to make the plays that he needs to make. So, I'm really excited to see him play.
He's a big guy that played on the edge at SMU, and you played on the edge a lot at Houston and had to make that transition inside. You shared some words of wisdom with him about, playing inside where the action's a lot faster, and sometimes you get two guys on you rather than having that extra room to operate on the edge.
I haven't necessarily had that conversation with him, but just helping him, giving him key points, because it does happen a lot faster. And say if the back hops over to the opposite side, you got to widen out because that guard is probably coming to you. A lot of teams don't have same side of run at a high frequency. So just tidbits like that to help him. And as he plays and as he watches tape, he's going to digest that, and those things will start to become second nature for him.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Training camp is like taxes. It's a necessary evil. What one or two boxes do you have to check to get ready for training camp?
I think the first one is just getting in shape. You cannot prepare without doing it. So there's no way around it. Running to the ball every snap, and then just working your technique, working your craft. Because right now, these are the only guys we're playing against, but they're our teammates. But you still got to, iron sharpens iron and get after each other a little bit. But I would say just making sure you're getting in shape and then just working on your craft so you're ready for the season.
Forward to Tennessee, coming in Thursday to look at somebody different.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be night and day, man. I'm really excited. And, it'll just happen how it happens. We don't need any other extra juice. They're coming to our house. It'll be good for us.
It was announced recently that Will Golston, obviously a former teammate of yours, is going to be a defensive line coach in nearby high school. What kind of coach is Will going to be?
Will's going to be an outstanding coach. He has such a deep knowledge of the game. He's been doing it for so long. He's so smart. I know those kids are going to be in a great spot with him, manning the ship. I'm really excited to see what he does and how he's liking it. I want to see the transition, from player to coach. I need to get to talk to him.
Graham's had a really good training camp, but Vita Vea might be at another level. There's been some one-on-ones where he's given Graham Barton some fits, even knocked him over a couple of times. What have you seen from Vita so far on camp this year?
I mean, this is no knock on Graham. Vita's just different. You cannot stop him if he doesn't want you to. 2-on-1, 1-on-1. If he puts his hat down and he just goes, it's like stopping the Titanic, So, I mean, no knock on Graham. Graham's a hell of a player. But Vita's just Vita. That's all I can say about that.
What do you see from Elijah, too, as well?
Kalijah. I mean, he's kind of the opposite of that. He's so fast and dynamic. When he gets going, it's really hard to stop him. Technician, really fast. He's just a hell of a rusher. But, the other side of that as well, I think he's come a long way in the run. He'll put his face in there and, shut some runs down. So, I mean, that's just, hats off to him. You can see the growth. But he's always been an outstanding rusher, and it's just fun to watch him go. I think we're going to see a 10-plus sack season for him.
Aside from your experience and what you've learned about this defense, where have you grown the most as a player since coming in as a rookie, right now? Where have you leveled up the most?
I would say mentally. Mentally, I've taken the biggest steps, and you'll see that in the physical, and maybe the stat sheets and things like that. But I see the game differently than I did before. There's not that timidness that there was before. I know what I'm doing, and I know how to get it done. So I would say that's where the biggest leaps and bounds have been.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
How you doing?
I asked Coach the other day why we haven't seen any interceptions from you. You get pretty good at that in practice. And he said that you've kind of arrived at the point where quarterbacks don't look your way because you're doing such a good job in coverage. Is that what you're seeing out there? And how does it feel to be able to lock down a guy in zone or man and not get targeted?
Yeah, it's always a good thing, when you get looked at like that by the other team or, the other quarterbacks. But, I kind of want to get a little bit more action, get more hands on the ball, do everything I can. But Bo's also told me, he said, when I'm out there just chasing turnovers and chasing picks, I look a little sloppy. So right now I'm just trying to focus on the techniques and fundamentals so that, when everything comes naturally, it's flawless.
What have you seen from Elijah Cansey in front of you this camp? He's stayed healthy, knock on wood. It just seems like he's ready to pick up where he left off. He's got double-digit sacks in his sights. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I think it's attainable for him. That's a guy who I know worked tremendously hard, just to not only stay healthy, but, just on the little things. Like I said, the fundamentals, the techniques and stuff like that. So, yeah, the double digits definitely looks in his future. And, I hope he gets it because I think he's deserving.
Have you had a chance to test out the shoulder yet? I know pads have come on, but you don't want to get in a friendly fire situation where you're hurting a teammate. But have you been able to kind of thump it and test it a little bit?
For sure. It feels good, actually. It feels probably the best I've felt in a couple, 2-3 years. So I tested it out a couple times, and I think it's ready to go. I think I'm ready to go. Body feels amazing. I'm just, ready to be excited and get back out there with the guys.
The best friend the defense has against a quarterback is a pass rush. How important is it for those guys to get home?
It's very important, but I think this year, the focus is more on stop and run first. We stop that run first, then those guys can, just haul ass and go get the quarterback. You know what I mean? So that's the focus right now. Is just, worried about TFLs and stopping the run, and then those guys can have fun with any pass rush, and both can get creative. So I'm really excited to see what we do with that.
Follow up on that a little bit. You talked about stopping the run first. How important is that?
Oh, that's very important, especially as a defense. The game is kind of getting away from run pass offense. So anytime you can keep a team to one-sided or run or pass, I think it's in the defense's favor to be successful that game. So stopping the run we'll see more production with our DBs, more production with our edge rushers and our interior guys, as well as the linebackers. So I think stopping the run is huge for, the defense as a whole.
What has stood out to you the most from Hassan Reddick in addition to this defense?
He gives another sense of flavor to the pass rush, another sense of flavor to stopping the run. You know what I mean? You guys know how his career has panned out for him. Great pass rusher, great edge rusher. But just having him lead the guys we have is just tremendous, just because they see his energy, they see his leadership, and now they're trying to capitalize off it as well.
Turnovers has always been the big thing, right? You guys wanted to get more. Are you seeing this happen in the practice field with more regularity, getting the ball out, guys in tighter coverage, whatever it takes?
For sure. Last year we weren't nowhere near where we wanted to be in turnovers. So Bo's definitely emphasized that, and probably almost every meeting. So as you can see with the practices, the guys have just been getting their hands on the ball, whether that's punch outs, whether that's picks, whether that's just scoop and score, whatever. So that's just a huge part of the defense this year, just to be where we want to be and where we want to go.
What have you been seeing from some of the rookies in your room, like Nick and John?
Those guys are eager to learn. Those guys are ready to learn and just like sponges, absorbing everything they hear, and they just want to. So we have a running joke on the team is they're Big Ten guys. I'm the only ACC guy in the room, so I hear it all the time. Oh, that's Big Ten football. That's Big Ten football. So no, those guys are great, man, and I can't wait to see how they perform in these preseason games. Oh, no, that's just practice. From here on out, well, not even here on out, it's just from beginning of camp, we just want to be competitive. Because at the end of the day, if we can compete against each other and play well and it be back and forth, we know once we go out on that field, it should be a no-brainer, us against the world,
Injuries played a huge role in the decline of the defense last year, yourself included. Off to a great start. Mm-hmm. Season's over by week 4. Do you guys take it personally on the defense because the offense kind of had to wear the superhero cape on a week in and week out basis to put up 30?
For sure.
To give you guys a chance to win? Do you guys want to kind of even the score and take that cape away a little bit?
For sure. At the end of the day, defense wins championships, So we just want to honestly hold our part of it, hold our part of the bargain. It takes a whole team to lift up that trophy, and I think if we all come together and stay healthy across the board, we have a serious chance.
You didn't play a lot in some of the preseasons before because of injuries. And like I said, you were off to a great start before the shoulder injury flared up in week 4. Do you envision playing some more of the defense in the preseasons just to get some more snaps under your belt? I know Bowles typically doesn't like to play his starters a lot. You are a starter now. How do you see your preseason snap count?
I believe I will go out there and do whatever they ask me to do, whether that's a high snap count, low snap count, doesn't matter. Hopefully I get a lot of reps, just to see, honestly get back in mid-season form. That'd be best for me. Just getting out there, hitting a couple people, doing a couple things on defense. But we'll see what he says. We'll see how it goes. And, whatever he says, I'm ready.
What do you say about some of those younger DBs? It seems like they're flying around, but also, too, what do you see on film from those guys? Because they're just rookies coming in to both defense. It's not easy to master, but what does it say about those two so far?
Smart. You know what I mean? Just smart DBs. And like you said, Bose's defense isn't easy to learn. And the way those guys are flying around making plays, you could tell it's all heady football. Everyone's above the neck when it comes to how they make plays and how they do certain things. The young guys are just, I don't know. They just came out of college just ready to go. You know what I mean? So their technique is coming along. Their communication is coming along, but those guys will definitely, help us win ball games. Thank you.
Imagine with all the reps that you're getting in camp with Cade being out of this maybe your second training camp that you're not swimming maybe like you were last year as a rookie. Is that safe to say in terms of knowing what you're doing out there, feeling more comfortable?
Yeah, definitely. I would say I feel a lot more comfortable. With Cade being down right now and getting the more reps, like you said, it's just more of an opportunity for me to showcase what I can do, putting me in different positions where, I'm not necessarily always put in. So just trying to extend my role where I can and execute.
Some rapport with Baker last year, playing in those games at the end of the season for Cade, but now to be able to be on the field, not today or the day before, but throughout camp, and get some of those reps with Baker rather than having Kyler Connor throw the ball to you. You feel like you're taking your chemistry up a notch with Baker?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a type of connection building for sure. And the more and more reps that, me and him and, the whole offense can get together is going to do nothing but continue to just increase our chemistry and help us all play well together.
What are some of the things that Baker's been hands-on with you on going through this camp so far?
A lot of it just is just my route detail. Some of the things that I can clean up, small little details like getting lined up faster so we can get calls and, cans and checks in quicker. And overall just trying to help me see what he sees, I would say is the number one thing, just so we can be on that same page together.
You've been around this tight end room quite a bit, with guys like Cokie, Finger, and of course Cade. What are some of the things that you're learning from them during this training camp this year that you're applying in your second year?
I would say every day my brain is like a sponge. So, I'm around a lot of talented guys. I try to take things from, each and every one of their games with, not just route running, but especially the blocking side of it. All the guys in the room are great run blockers. And so that's a part of my game where I feel like, in all facets, I could always be getting better, but that's one place where I know if I want to, have longevity in this league, in our position, that's something that you got to be able to do is just, block. So just trying to take things from them, whether it's Co's, great tight hands and great first steps, Payne's physicality and finishing of plays, or, Cade always, having great recognition, being able to get calls and combos to where we need to go, and, just trying to build each and every day.
Make some catches down the field in camp. We've also seen you get some of those quick ones that allow you to use your speed and athleticism. Do you have one of those that's more fun for you?
No, making plays is just fun in general. I would, the big flashy down the field that gets the oohs and the ahs from the crowd are always fun. But, gritting out a little flat, getting a first down, explosive, keeping the chains moving. I know that keeps the guys fired up as well. So any way that I can make plays and be explosive for our offense, I find fun.
Josh Broussard said this offseason that maybe the new little spin he wants to put on the offense is have it get a little bit more vertical, a few more deep shots, a few more intermediate shots than last year. Is that music to your ears, given your speed and ability to get down the field faster than most?
Yeah, I definitely think that Grizz is going to do a great job of putting us in a position to be in winning positions. So with me, he knows my skill set, he knows my speed, he knows I can stretch the field, and so I would expect for him to down the road as we're game planning for teams and different things that we see, hopefully that's something that he wants to use to spread out the field.
You're a hybrid position, part tackle, part wide receiver. How hard is that to get used to?
It's pretty difficult. I won't lie, but it's my position. It's what I signed up for. So it's just part of the game. As I continue to just develop at this level as a pro, I look forward to not only being known as the flashy speed guy, but a guy that can also grit his teeth and help in the run game as well.
Quarterback Quarterback's best friend is a tight end that can get down the middle, right?
Yes, sir.
Devin, who do you like going against on the defensive side at that second level? Is there anybody that stands out to you who gives you fits?
Man, I love all our safeties. We have a lot of talent in that room. I believe in each and every one of those guys, and the competition is always high. I mean, I see a lot of Taki, I see a lot of Izzy, and I see a lot of Kayvon. So those three guys are the three guys that I'd say I go head up the most with against. And, you know, it's a battle every day. It's the NFL. We're all out on the field for a reason. And so it's just fun. Iron sharpens iron. And, you know, us being able to go head to head. I know I bring something different than the other tight ends. You know, when there's other tight ends in this league that have speed as well. So for them to, you know, be able to match up against me, I know will only help them in the long run during the season.
3, maybe 4 receivers they can put out there with yourself. That's got to help your matchups, right? You
Yeah.
really have to pick their poison at that point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially, you know, as CG gets back out there as well, it's just, you know, another weapon to add to the arsenal. And, you know, Mike and those guys are going to get a lot of attention, which, you know, for me is music to my ears. It's going to put me in a lot of one-on-one positions where, you know, I can either, you know, outspeed or outflank a linebacker or just use my size and my athletic ability and strength against, you know, smaller DBs.
Anything else? All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.